Hello, Capricorns. Welcome in or welcome back to Midnight Morning Readings. Thank you for viewing me today. I apologize for the lateness of the mid-month uh, deeper dive into your 2024 messages. So I've already pulled the overarching energy card for the year, which was the woman holding the coin, and I've already pulled the June energy card as well as the June message card for you. So if you remember, this year has been all about, with the woman holding a coin, it talks about your internal abundance, your internal worth. So things that you hold of value as you are facing the world. So looking at your internal wealth, so your health, your mental well-being, your stability, your financial stability, your job security, those types of things that you hold as a means of controlling on an outward look. Okay, so you've been working through this whole year, wrapping up the first half of the year as you're going into the second half into July. You're wrapping up June going into July. You've been on this journey this year of really thinking about and reevaluating your internal, not necessarily your internal set of worth, but your internal abundance and how you prioritize those things and how you use those as you're looking out into the world and how those work out towards that. And so they gave you the Wheel of Fortune as a clarifier for this one. And this is a major arcana because I'm feeling that as you have been on this journey, maybe you have actually been going through of the process of maybe realigning some of those components of that internal worth, that internal abundance that you have. And maybe some of you during this whole process have actually said, maybe my family and friends, um, are my source of strength for my internal abundance, or I really want to align my goals or my financial stability, however it is. But whatever the path is that you've been working on up to this point, things, the spirit is coming through and saying you're right on target, you're right on mark, because things are moving in the direction that they are meant to move in for you. So the energy card that they gave you for the month of June was the man holding a heart. And so the reflection, the internal reflection of the internal abundance, you are also now to the point to where you are looking outward and you are looking at how the your love and support structure, your external love and support structure. So it's your family, your friends, your spouse, possibly, your children, or other types of support that you have, and evaluating that, how it's coming in for you as part of that internal self-worth. Right? So you're to the point now to where you're looking both ways, the internally, but also externally, as far as how it's coming back into you. And so part of this whole process, as you are going through this recognition of your internal abundance and then looking at the external that's coming in, there are parts of you that maybe are feeling like some of it isn't aligning with the direction that you are going. So it doesn't mean that you're doing like a hard chop and you're just saying, you know what, you don't align with anything anymore, and so I'm just moving on and I'm cutting you out of my life. That is not what Spirit is saying. They're saying that you maybe, as you are realigning and you realigning everything that's in there, there are parts of things that maybe you have started to realize aren't the priority for you anymore, or this isn't as important as maybe that is more important. And so you're moving on in a direction that maybe you're leaving some things behind that maybe you once thought were um once were some of the things that you wanted in life. So it doesn't necessarily mean this is a good thing or a bad thing, or that you're cutting anyone out of your life. You're just realizing, as you're realigning everything, that you are prioritizing things in a way that is maybe leaving some other things behind, that you're just moving on and you're moving forwards. And so, some part of you during this time is, it may have made you feel or interpret, that there was some type of internal conflict that you were dealing with as you're going through it. But I really feel that you have actually figured out that some of those things just weren't serving you anymore in the way that maybe they once did. And so you have let them go with love as a means of getting closure to some of those things, so that you can move on, so that you aren't constantly feeling like you're running into this same vicious circle. You're actually getting closure to some of the things that maybe were actually holding you back, and it's helping you to move forward. So the message card that Spirit gave you for this month is the angel, and it says your angels are guiding and protecting you on this spiritual journey. And I feel for a good part of you, Capricorns that are out there, that's exactly what you have been on this entire year, of really trying to realign things that you internally, your internal levels of abundance, and they have realigned in a way to where maybe you have, prioritized that maybe your mental health or your physical health, or maybe even, um, your financial health now has become more and more important to you. So getting those aligned with your with yourself is helping you to feel that healthier, that more stable position that you have been seeking. And Spirit is just saying, no, this is confirmation that you're still on the right path, because you've been having this emotional withdrawal, because I feel almost as if some of you have been feeling a little guilty, and because of how they are realigning, that maybe some people are like, well, where does that leave me? And it doesn't it this isn't about cutting ties with anybody. It's about building your internal foundation. And so they've also given you this positive movement forward, to get, again, confirmation of this Wheel of Fortune, that where you are at right now on this journey is right where you're meant to be. Okay. I also see that you've also pulled two eights. You pulled the Eight of Cups and you pulled the Eight of Pentacles also at the same time. And this is a clarifier. So I feel that if you are starting to feel some of this either emotional withdrawal or some of this self-defeating energies, that they will clear up as you are moving through July, probably by the time August rolls around. Okay. And here you've got the Five of Pentacles energy that's coming in, because it's talking about financial and material changes, but you're working on that internal abundance. So for some of you, you are actually seeing, as a result of the changes that you have been making throughout the year, you are changing and you are seeing your financial abundance as getting higher. So maybe part of it is you haven't been, let's just say, eating out, 2, 3, 4 times a week, and you've cut it back, and that has decreased your spending for the week. Or you have changed some of your habits to where you're putting more into maybe your retirement fund, to where you can actually do that. So however it is for you, and however this resonates with you, you are starting to see the positive side, the income, the surplus, the financial stability, the emotional stability. However it resonates, you're starting to see that coming in, and you're really coming in, because these readings are good. I do them mid-month, so they're the end of the month, beginning of the next month. So you're going to see this. If you're not already seeing it, you're seeing it coming in the first part of July. So let's go ahead and get a message clarifier from Spirit for this reading. So it sounds very much as it you've been seeking confirmation from Spirit. Like, am I on the right thing? Maybe feeling a little lost in on this whole progress. And the message the Spirit is coming out with you is saying, be flexible. There's no right or wrong on this path and this journey that you're on, Capricorn. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some latitude for flexibility as things are going to continue to change. And maybe, if you were, for example, you went from eating out, 4 times a week down to once a week, and last week or last month you did 3 times a week. Give yourself some flexibility, that just because there was one off week doesn't mean that it's going to undo everything that you've done thus far. So you're on the right track, you're on the right path. You are definitely hitting a point now to where you're kind of starting to see the benefits of this journey that you're on. All right, that is your mid-month deeper dive for June. Capricorns, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. Please feel free to hit that like, subscribe, and share button on your way out, and you will be seeing the July reading deeper dive coming out here shortly as well. And we will see you back here next time, Capricorns. Take care.